everyone! I'm back, yes. It's been a couple days. It's okay. Things get busy, and so sometimes it's hard to find time to do little one takes here and there. You think it'd be easier. It might be. Who knows? I'm tired. It's the morning. I have school today. I had rehearsals last night. Yesterday was a great day, though. I wanted to vlog, but it was like midnight, and I wanted to try to get up a little extra early today because I need to work on my sociology chapter for today because it's supposed to be done by today or read by today, so I'm going to try to do that in a little bit. It's not very easy for me to do homework early in the morning. I'm much more of a person who can do things in the afternoon and evening. But anyways, so yesterday was awesome though. Justin came over and which was great. He's doing okay, by the way. He's still doing pretty well. We watched The Greatest Show on Earth, which is one of the movies that we're supposed to watch for my show. Like, we had 3 movies. Like, I think Lily, Trapeze, and The Greatest Show on Earth. And The Greatest Show on Earth is actually 2.5 hours, so it's hard to actually rent that one at the library and then watch it there. But it's also on Netflix, so that works out well. So we watched that, and I think it was actually my favorite one out of all of those movies that we watched because it seemed to have a really good in-depth plot, and there was a lot more clowns, which I was very happy about because playing a clown, I'd like to see clowns, you know, especially in these circus movies. But it was great. It was like about these trapeze artists and a clown, and this one guy, Brad, who works the carnival, and basically there's this one girl he's like in love with. She's the trapeze artist, and then they're trying to get a full season for the carnival or for the circus, so they hire on this like star trapeze guy named Sebastian, who's kind of full of himself, but at the same time he's really kind of a funny character. I like him a lot. I mean, just because this character is kind of hilarious. But so he is supposed to only take the center ring apparently, and the girl, why can't I think of her name? I don't know, but she's not okay with that because she usually has a center ring. But then Sebastian, who's actually kind of like a lady killer player guy, he falls for her, and I think he actually falls in love with her more than he has with other girls. And so he's like, oh, I'll just give you the center ring, because the reason why he was given the center ring is because he only is supposed to play center ring, or only supposed to do center ring, but then he was like, I'll just give it to you, and then the main guy, Brad, was like, no, you're supposed to be center ring, you're gonna be center ring, and then she gets all kind of upset. She's like, well, you know what, then I'm gonna compete for it, and I'm gonna get it back. And so it starts out a lot with them kind of competing in their trapeze rings. It's actually really cool. And then there's a clown story in it too, about this one clown. I don't want to get too much into detail because it could spoil things. But it was a lot better, and there was a lot more, I feel like there was just a lot more circus activity than you saw in any of the other movies. But yeah, so I love that, and I was really glad Justin came over for it too. It was nice to have him come over because he hasn't been over for a while. So I was very happy to see him. It was probably good for him to go out and get out of the house for a little bit too. But yeah, also if you can see, look at this, it's pretty cool. This is why I keep adjusting my hair, because I want to show this. So, this says Bellevue College Theater Arts. The back has Bellevue College Theater Arts on it too. I just got the sweatshirt yesterday. It's for, I ordered it a while ago and paid for it, whatever. It's obviously for theater. It's funny because, like, I remember a couple weeks ago, because I see people wearing them all the time in our theater. And I remember being like, I want one of those. Where do I get them? And I'm like, I know they're not at the student store, you know. I even double checked. Kind of figured they wouldn't be because they're supposed to be personalized. So then an opportunity came up. My friend Selena, you haven't met her yet. You might though. She had told me like the day before that there was like we could order sweatshirts and sign up our names and put like the name that we want on the sweatshirt and pay like $12 the next day. And I didn't have money, or I was working that day. And so she was really sweet, and she was like, I'll cover it for you, just pay me back. I'm like, really? It was like $12, but I paid her back that Sunday, because this was on Thursday, I think, on a Thursday before I had work the next day. And so my personalization says Sparkles, because when I started acting, I was acting at Bellevue Theater. It's still kind of like my home in a way. I don't go there as often because I'm trying to do things with Bellevue College. I'm probably going to volunteer this season for shows. They just built a new theater, which is really cool. Like, it's this huge, really, really amazing theater. It has like an indoor and an outdoor stage. Because originally, the original BYT was really small, like really, really small, and there was like portables that were like keeping costumes and stuff like that, which is pretty kind of like crazy. And I remember we had 2 portables. One was like for makeup, another one like held a lot of prop stuff, and it was a changing room at some point. But now they have this really beautiful grand theater that they've been raising money for, because they're built off of donations and volunteers, basically. It's a beautiful, oh my god, if you live in like the Bellevue area, Bellevue Theater is a beautiful place to be a part of. I started when I was 16, and I was in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and my first show I actually got Snow White, which was really cool and really shocking, because I definitely don't have Snow White's hair. And they actually kept my hair. I didn't put a wig on or anything, because wigs are kind of hard to deal with, and usually they're like, if we can avoid that, then we're gonna try to. So they just changed the words around, and I was blonde as gold instead of black as the whatever they said. They had a few different ways of saying it. But so at Bellevue Theater, they know me for wearing sparkles. I wear sparkles a lot, and you might notice that if I start making more vlogs where I'm out and about. I love sparkles. I love sparkles. They make me really happy, and they make people smile, and they're shiny, and they're pretty. So, perfect. If anything was perfect, it's a sparkle. It's really great, though. Wait, okay, that sounds bad when I'm about to explain that my nickname is Sparkles. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, sparkles in themselves, shiny, pretty sparkles are perfect. Okay, but, so they called me Sparkles there. That's like a big thing. And so, that's why I got Sparkles on my theater jacket, because I'm known as Sparkles in the theater world, kind of. As if it's like a lot bigger. And I mean, people at Bellevue College don't really call me that, but they get it because of my sparkles. They always talk about how I'm super sparkly. I'm gonna drink some coffee. 1 second. It's almost 9:30. I really need to get to doing homework. And make food. Ooh, food. I don't know what I feel like eating for food. I'll have to think about it. Also, I can hear the roosters again. I really do love hearing those roosters. But tomorrow I might be working Justin's shift again, because he has to go see, I think, what's it called? The general practitioner. And, it's okay. It will give me time to work on school stuff, because I have a paper due this Friday. And I need to look into that too, because I don't quite know exactly what I'm supposed to write about. I know it involves family, though, somehow. I hope it's one of those papers. Okay, the only papers that I'm really good at writing are the ones where I'm just telling my story. I remember that in creative writing. I took creative writing last quarter. I love that class. There was a lot of writing, though. Lot. But luckily we didn't really have to follow too much of a structure, except when we got to like final papers of things and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed not having to follow a strict structure of exactly and I feel like I wrote so much better because of that. And I feel like the problem with like, what is it, MLA format, at least that's what they use in this area, it's hard to like let your like creative mind think or be able to process your thoughts and write them down on paper when you have to follow such a really, really strict layout. It sucks. So creative writing, you didn't have to do that as much, which was amazing and refreshing. And I remember my favorite papers to write were basically what we were just talking about, more personal things, or parts of the papers where we'd go into personal things. And I feel like those are the best papers to write because, you know, you're just writing about yourself and you don't have to worry about, you know, proper, like, because a lot of times in papers they don't want you saying I or things like that, and for some reason that's kind of like hard, I guess. I mean, it sounds so weird, but it's just like it's hard to keep like to be talking about something and not be able to be like, oh, I think this, you know, because a lot of times it's like, no, you're not supposed to do that. But even in creative writing, you weren't supposed to do that unless you were talking about like a personal experience. I also remember in psychology last year, I wrote a paper about a memory of mine. Like, we were supposed to talk about a memory. Mine was my first kiss when I was like 7. I was 7. It's a cute story. But and I just got so into it, just telling the story and trying to remember every little detail, or as many details as I possibly could. And I ended up getting a really good grade on that paper. It's so much easier to go off personal experience in papers. But yeah. So it would be nice if it was a paper like that. Anyways, I better go and do homework. Alright, love you guys. Bye.